short story time. So I get dropped off from the airport, took a taxi straight here, and I get to the store, and it says, toque en la siguiente puerta o marque al this number. I read this as knock on the door, so my Spanish is obviously not that great. One's answering. You know, the key part that I missed in this Spanish translation is knock on the next door, not this door. Oops, I know just enough Spanish to really get me in trouble. And so I'm knocking on the door, and no one's answering. I give it some time, and there's like some people passing by. So I asked this kid, probably in like elementary school, you know, I'm like, hola, necesito entrar, pero nada personas. He's trying to explain to me, use the next door. So that's when I kind of catch on. And then I say, puedes marque al número, like, are you able to call this number on the door? And he explains to me that he doesn't have like many minutes on his phone, or like his phone, he's not able to use his phone. He's like probably like 10. This is like my first conversation in Spanish to somebody in Mexico. Side note, I've been to plenty of countries and you don't need to speak the language to get by, but all the better when you can, and it's kind of cool to be able to use my Spanish. Okay, but so now I'm like, okay, let me try the next door. And you know, the neighbor's there, wonderful neighbor, she's so sweet. And so I'm knocking on the next door, and you know, I'm also not getting a response to the next door. Granted, like I said, it's not time to check in yet. I just thought it was time to check in yet. But so I asked the neighbor, I was like, trabajas aquí? I was like, do you work, you know, at this one? And she was like, no. And she's like, you can call this number. And I was like, well, like, you know, mi teléfono no es trabajando. Which I don't even know if that's the right grammar, but no trabajando, while pointing my phone was, you know, what I was saying. And she like got it really quickly, and then she called for me, and she got a hold of the hospital owner, and they let me in. So long story short, completely my fault, but the neighbors, the passerbyers, everybody was extremely helpful. Everyone was extremely nice. Proud of myself for getting used to Spanish. Ashamed that I got the time zones wrong and tried to check in too early. And thanks for listening to my, you know, small little story about something that seems almost insequential. But, you know, strangers tend to be really nice. And I love that about so many places in the world. Obviously, you know, be safe, obviously. You know, look into the area that you're at and try to, you know, find people that are, you know, non-threatening. But I am just always inspired and mesmerized from the help and ways that I can ask for help and communicate with the people around me, despite language, despite location, and yeah. So thanks for listening to my rant, my mini story, and thanks for watching.